Hello everyone, welcome to Mastermind. Today let us solve some more multiple choice questions based on Mughals. Consider the first question. Consider the following statements regarding factors that contributed to the decline of Mughal Empire. Religious and Deccan policies of Aurangzeb contributed to the decline of Mughal Empire. Invasions of Nadir Shah and Ahmad Shah Abdali weakened the Mughal Empire. Here both the statements are correct, therefore the right option is option C, both 1 and 2. Mughal Empire declined rapidly after the death of Aurangzeb. The Mughal court became the place of factions among the nobles. Nobles started to wield their powers after the death of Aurangzeb. The weakness of the empire was exposed when Nadir Shah, please remember, when Nadir Shah imprisoned the Mughal emperor and looted Delhi in 1739. The causes for the downfall of the Mughal Empire were many. To some extent, the religious and Deccan policies of Aurangzeb contributed to the decline of Mughal Empire. His religious policy was responsible for turning Rajputs, Marathas, and Sikhs, Marathas, as well as Sikhs into the enemies of Mughal Empire. And the Deccan policy of Aurangzeb was also influenced by religion because his invasions against the Deccan Sultanates were partly due to his hatred of the Shia faith. Therefore, the religious and Deccan policies of Aurangzeb contributed to the decline of Mughal Empire, and the weak successors and demoralization of the Mughal army, it paved the way for the decline. The vastness of the empire became unwieldy. The financial difficulties due to the continuous wars also led to the decline of this great empire. The neglect of the sea power was greatly neglected by the Mughals, and it caused their decline. Further, the invasions of Nadir Shah and Ahmad Shah Abdali weakened the Mughal state. Thus, the decline and downfall of the Mughal Empire was due to various reasons and was a combination of political, social, and economic factors. Consider the second question now. Consider the following statements regarding agriculture under Mughal Empire. Tobacco and maize were introduced in India under the reign of Mughal emperors. Rice and sugar were exported to neighboring countries during Mughal times. Here, both the statements are correct. Therefore, the right option is option C, both 1 and 2. As plenty of land was available for cultivation, agriculture was prosperous during the periods of Mughal emperors. A large variety of crops such as wheat, rice, gram, barley, pulses, etc. were cultivated. Commercial crops such as cotton, indigo, sugarcane, and oil seeds. Sugarcane as well as oil seeds were also cultivated. During the 17th century, two crops, namely tobacco and maize, it was introduced during 17th century, and potato and red chilies. Please remember, potato as well as red chilies were introduced later in the 18th century. But no new agricultural technique was introduced during this period. However, India was able to export food items like rice and sugar to the neighboring countries. Third question says, consider the following statements regarding trade under Mughal reign. Banjaras were the traders who moved to long distances with their goods on the back of oxen. Only Muslim religion had trading communities in Mughal Empire. Here, statement 1 is correct, statement 2 is false, therefore the right option is option A, 1 only. The Indian trading classes were large in numbers and spread throughout the country in the Mughal Empire. They were well organized and also highly professional. Seth Bohra traders specialized in long distances trade, while local traders were called Baniks. Local traders were called as Baniks. Another class of traders was known as Banjaras. These were the traders who moved to long distances with their goods on the back of oxen. Bulk goods were also taken through rivers on boats. The trading community did not belong to one caste or religion. It belonged to many multiple religions. In Rajasthan, Oswals, Maheshwaris, and Agarwals were present, and they were called as Marwadis. Multanis Khatris and Afghanis. Multanis, Khatris and Afghanis conducted trade with Central Asia. In South India, Shettis on the Coromandel coast and the Muslim merchants of Malabar were the most important trading communities. Fourth question says, consider the following statements regarding trade under Mughal reign. The chief items of imports were tin, copper, war horses, and luxury items such as ivory in Mughal Empire. Muslin and silk were the items of exports in Mughal Empire. Both the statements are correct here. Therefore, the right option is option C, both 1 and 2. Bengal exported sugar, rice, as well as delicate muslin and silk. Therefore, muslin and silk were the items of exports in Mughal Empire. The Coromandel coast became a center of textile production. Gujarat was an entry point for foreign goods. Gujarat has coast, therefore it was an entry point of foreign goods. From there, fine textiles and silk were taken to North India. Indigo and food grains were exported from North India through Gujarat again. It was also the distribution center for the luxury products of Kashmir such as shawls and carpets. So even shawls and carpets were distributed to the entire empire through Gujarat. The major imports into India were certain metals such as tin, copper, war horses, and luxury items such as ivory. Therefore, statement A is also correct. The balance of trade was maintained by the import of gold and silver. The growth of foreign trade had resulted in the increased import of gold and silver in the 17th century. Please remember these points. Fifth question says, consider the following statements regarding art and architecture under Mughals. Indian traditions got blended with Turco-Iranian culture under Mughals. The climax of fort building reached its zenith during the reign of Shah Jahan. Again, both the statements are correct here. Therefore, the right option is option C, both 1 and 2. The Mughal period witnessed a significant and widespread development in the cultural activity. It was manifested in the sphere of art and architecture, painting, music, literature. Indian traditions were blended with Turco-Iranian culture, which was brought to India by the Mughals. Therefore, statement A is correct. Large-scale construction of buildings started with the advent of Akbar. He built many forts, and the most famous one was Agra Fort. It was built in red sandstone. His other forts are at Lahore and Allahabad. However, the climax or the zenith of the fort building was during the period of Shah Jahan. The famous Red Fort at Delhi with its Rang Mahal, Diwani Am and Diwani Khas was his creation. Sixth question says, which of the following gardens was or were built during the rule of Mughal Empire? Nishat Bagh, Shalimar Bagh, Pinjore Garden. Here, the right option is option D, 1, 2 and 3, as all three were built during the Mughal reign. The Mughals were fond of laying gardens with running water. Some of the Mughal gardens or some of the examples of the Mughal gardens are Nishat Bagh in Kashmir, Shalimar Bagh at Lahore, and Pinjore Garden in Punjab. This is located in Punjab and they have survived even today. Seventh question says, consider the following statements regarding Agra Fort. Agra Fort was built by Shah Jahan. It was built using red sandstone. Statement 1 is false. Statement 2 is correct. Therefore, the right option is option B, 2 only. Agra Fort was built by Akbar, not Shah Jahan but Akbar, and it was built in red sandstone. This is a correct statement. Eighth question says, consider the following statements regarding art and architecture under Mughals. Fatehpur Sikri was built by Shah Jahan. Red Fort was built by Akbar. Here, both the statements are false. Therefore, the right option is option D, neither 1 nor 2. Fatehpur Sikri was built by Akbar, while Red Fort was built by Shah Jahan. So, please remember these 2 points. Ninth question says, consider the following statements regarding art and architecture under Mughals. Akbar's tomb at Sikandara near Agra was completed by Jahangir. Tomb of Itimadud-Dawla was constructed by Nur Jahan. Both the statements are correct here. Therefore, the right option is option C, both 1 and 2. During Akbar's reign, Humayun's tomb was constructed during the reign of Akbar and it had a massive dome of marble. This is considered as precursor for Taj Mahal. Akbar's tomb at Sikandara near Agra was completed by Jahangir, while Nur Jahan built the tomb of Itimaduddaulah, who was her father. Last question for the day is, consider the following statements regarding Pietra Dura technique. The use of Pietra Dura technique became popular during the reign of Shah Jahan. The technique was used on a large scale in the decoration of Taj Mahal. Both the statements are correct. Therefore, the right option is option C, both 1 and 2. What is Pietra Dura? Pietra Dura is a mosaic work. It is a pictorial mosaic work using semi-precious stones. Semi-precious stones. So, this particular technique became popular during the rule of Shah Jahan, and this can be seen on a large scale in the decoration of Taj Mahal. So, if one visits Taj Mahal, they'll get to see the grandeur and splendor of Taj Mahal, and also they'll be able to witness this Pietra Dura. So, this is all about Mughals in this video. Please try to solve the multiple choice questions before watching the video for answers. Thank you.